Here's Johnny.
Take your stinking paws off me.
Be cool. Be cool.
You fools! You're in danger! It's alive! It's alive! Wait, 21 gigawatts! Hallelujah! Holy shit! You believe this?
Jack, Bert, me.
We're pretty good to run, girly boy. Stop it!
What's up, you movie-loving bastards, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I have another collection update. We did our Dario Argento one, and we did our Lucio Fulci one, and now we are on to our Mario Bava section. So let's jump right in, get this thing going. First off is the great Black Sunday. This one is a great flick, one of Barbara Steele's best in the starring role, and it is just one hell of a gothic treat. I actually reviewed this one, I believe it was last year sometime, late last year, so try to search that one if you're interested in it. But this one is all kinds of badass. It's about a witch who is murdered, comes back in the form of her body, I guess, and starts haunting the cast. And it's just a really cool black and white flick. Barbara Steele's amazing in it, like I said. And I picked up the Blu-ray from Kino Lorber, because they have like a shit ton of sales, like every few weeks it seems. But this one's mastered in HD from a 35mm print. Looks wonderful, and a great addition to the collection. So just set that baby right here and move on to his next classic thriller. This one's a great mystery, whodunit kind of giallo. It is Evil Eye. It also goes by the name of The Girl Who Knew Too Much, but this is a very nice, classically directed film. And watched it again recently, loved it. I'm probably going to be doing a review on it. Film basically is about a young woman who travels to, where is it, Rome, I believe? It says in here. Some European city. Doesn't say on here, but she travels there because someone she knows is dying, and then they end up dying when she's there, so she's kind of a fish out of water. But she witnesses a murder when she passes out in the town square. And she's frightened that the killer's going to come for her next, so she kind of teams up with John Saxon, who's a detective in Italy, and they pretty much just go about looking to find out who the killer is and try to keep her safe. But it's really, really corny at first. It's almost plays off like a comedy, and then it kind of just gets dire and dramatic. It's really interesting, but a very classy film. Love it. And I'm looking forward to reviewing it soon. And this is another Kino Lorber edition. So I got a whole bunch of these. They have a Mario Bava collection that they just kind of put out, and I think I have every single one of them now, so I think I'm up to date on that. But next, I have a double dose of Black Sabbath. And I ain't talking about the band. This is a really great like anthology of films, little short films, and they kind of are all over the place. One's a Wonderlack story. What the shit? That scared the fuck out of me. One's a Wonderlack story. It's like almost like a werewolf or something like that. But that one's a cool story. And then the drop or something, the water drop or something like that, is a story about a lady who steals from a dead corpse. She's like a nurse, and she's like haunted by the corpse still. Like when she moves to her apartment, she sees it, and it's really, really interesting. And there's a third story too. I can't think of it when it comes to mind, but they're all really, really good stories, and they're all like gothic infused to hell. But the reason I have two editions is because I'm an idiot. But actually, I ordered this one like last month, and I already had this one, and I was just like, crap, I forgot that I had the first one in the first place, but apparently they're two different editions. One has just the Italian version of the film with English subtitles, and the other one has a dub. And I believe this one's actually mastered into some, a better resolution. So either way, I didn't lose out, but I got two editions. I'm going to keep them because the movie's that badass. But a great gothic film, a great anthology film too. So if you're into anthology films, and especially Italian films, give those ones a look at, because they're really great. But let's move on to Mario Bava's next classic, and this one nobody really talks about, and I'm going to have to put a review for it because I want more people to see it. The first time I watched it was years ago. It might have been in 2004, 2005, but I came across it. I think it was like an old Netflix when they used to like solely just send you discs in the mail. That's how long ago I watched this one. But picked it up on Blu-ray last year in 2018. And it was a treat. Like classic Mario Bava cinematography, lighting, just the colors and just the gothic feel to it. It's pretty much like a story about an old estate where these family members come together, and it's about inheritance and people vying for position and who's going to get the inheritance. But there's this whole sadistic side of the film with Christopher Lee, who enjoys whipping women and just pretty much abusing them and just being an a-hole. So it's really cool. It's got Christopher Lee, and it's just really great. And the woman that's in it is Dahlia Lavi, and she's just great in everything she's in. So this is a real treat. I'll have to revisit it again, get a really good view of it, and write the review and put it up for you guys, because it definitely, just like all the Bava stuff, is a gothic treat. So keep an eye out for that one. Good stuff. And next up is Blood and Black Lace. And this one I believe is the Arrow edition, but it's a Steelbook, so it's kind of doesn't really give you any clue what the movie is unless you really watched it. But on the spine it'll say, if you can see it, there we go, Blood and Black Lace. But this is a pretty cool edition. You actually can see the title. It's kind of written on there, like embossed or something. Oh, there it is. Blood and Black Lace. But this is a really cool film in general. Great giallo flick. It's about a like a fashion designer or something like that, and all the models start getting killed off. And there's so many red herrings and people that could be involved in the murder, but you just don't know. And just like all his other flicks, the colors are astounding. Reds, blues, greens. Just really vibrant stuff. You can see where Dario Argento got his inspiration for Suspiria. Really great addition, and a really great flick. And I believe I didn't review this one yet, so that'll be another Mario Bava one that I'll have in the works down the road, because it really is a great flick, and I want to show it to more people because you got to show Bava love. But up next is a movie that I actually reviewed last month, I believe. And it is Kill Baby Kill. This one is another haunting gothic flick. Seems like Mario Bava specialized in that. But just to say, like, I have a lot more Mario Bava films than this, but they're kind of scattered throughout the collection, because if it's a sci-fi one, I put it in the sci-fi. I kind of generally put all the directors of horror together. So, like, Planet of Vampires is going to be in the sci-fi. I believe there's some other ones that I have random, and then I have the Bava collection, but I'll show that later. It's just different, like, sword and sandal kind of flicks, Knives of Avenger and stuff like that. But this is Kill Baby Kill, and it's about a story of a town that's plagued by the sight of a little child who, whoever sees it, ends up dying in a horrible way. And it's really, really atmospheric. Check out the review if you're interested in it, because I sum it up there. You can see the visuals for yourself, and if it's something that tickles your fancy, then check it out as soon as possible, because they don't make films like this anymore. So these classics are true gems. So that is Kill Baby Kill. Great flick. And next up is the last of my Kino Lorber collection, and it is A Bay of Blood. And this is Another one of those films that, no matter how many times I watch it, I cannot stay awake throughout this thing. I don't know if it's because the structure of it, the narrative structure is just really strange. There's no main character in this film. It's almost like random moments of people getting killed. It's similar to like Driller Killer, if you've ever seen that film, where it's just like scenes of people doing something, and then something happens where someone murders. Then we just move on to a whole different set of people. Someone gets murdered there, a whole set of people. It eventually comes together at the end with some kind of story, and you find out who the killer is and what their intentions were, motivations, all that kind of stuff. But I think last year I finally watched it all the way through. But I'm gonna have to give it another go if I'm gonna review it, because I don't want to just half-ass it. But it's one of those films that's really interesting. And if anyone wants to know, when I upgrade, I always put the DVD in a like white sleeve and put it inside. So, you know, just to keep it double in there in case for some reason I need a DVD for something, especially like doing reviews. When I capture the video, I solely capture it from the DVD transfer of it, because for some reason it's a pain in the ass for me to capture Blu-ray video, and I'm sick of trying to figure it out. And if DVD works, I'm going to do DVD. But if anyone has an easy solution for capturing Blu-ray, let me know, because I have a shitload of Blu-rays that I would love to review, but I can't capture the video. So give me a shout out, give me something in the comments if any easy programs that you guys use to rip Blu-rays for video. But that is a Bay of Blood. I guess it's said to have been the film that started kind of the slasher craze, because of all the killings, just like a guy hiding around killing people in like a lake town. So like Friday the 13th is said to have some inspiration from it, but I really wouldn't say it too much because it's just kind of a scattered film. But let's move on to the last part of the Bava collection, and this is going to be all my random Bava movies that I haven't upgraded from the Bava box set volumes 1 and 2. I kind of condensed them, so the ones that are left over are, we've got 5 Dolls for an August Moon. Now that just reminded me, this is one of the ones that I would need to upgrade to the Kino Lorber. That's probably one of the only ones that I don't have, the Blu-rays. And it's also known as 4 Times That Night. Pretty decent flick. Watched it back in college or a little bit after, and I remember it was just a group of people in a kind of fancy estate, but it was just kind of like a modern one, and they're all getting killed off one by one. Really don't know the motivation till the very end, but it's a really cool kind of giallo whodunit flick, and real stylish. Got a pretty interesting cast, and one that I'm going to have to check out again because it was pretty cool. Pretty stylish stuff. And next is Kidnapped. Couldn't get that out. Kidnapped. It's also known as Rabid Dogs. Now this one is more of a crime thriller where these kind of maniacs kidnap these people and torture them and just do all kinds of messed up stuff. And I have not seen this one, so I really have to check it out. I kind of didn't venture into Mario Bava's crime flicks, and probably should do that pretty soon. Because on the back says it's a Bava's lost masterpiece, and I can't just go any further in my life not seeing this flick. But Kidnapped. Looks interesting, looks brutal. I'll have to check it out for myself and maybe tell you what I thought of it. Next up, Knives of Avengers. Knives of the Avengers. It is a kind of sword and sandal flick, and it also says AKA Viking Massacre. I don't even remember seeing that name anywhere, but I've seen it a long time ago. I was always a fan of sword and sandal flicks like Hercules and the Haunted World, which is another of Mario Bava's films that I don't really have in an edition. So I have it on some kind of burned copy somewhere, but that's a really great flick too. It really shows his cinematography and just wonderful use of colors. But Knives of Avengers is a more straightforward kind of adventure film. It was enjoyable, so a great addition to the collection. And next, I've never seen this one, and I'm a great, lover of spaghetti westerns and westerns in general, is Roy Colt and Winchester Jack. I should check this one out, because I've recently gotten back into watching spaghetti westerns because of the Red Dead Redemption 2 video game that came out. So I should probably check this one out, see how I feel about it. Don't really know anything about it. Anything at all. So this will be a nice surprise when I eventually see it. Oh, that Winchester kid. But next up is Lisa and the Devil. Also known as The House of Exorcism. I believe The House of Exorcism is a re-edited version of the film. But I remember it was decent, very interesting film. Has a very interesting cast too. Telly Savalas and Elka Summer are both in it. And I think I've watched both versions of it, but it was years ago when I first picked this up. So it's definitely something that I'd have to watch again. I don't know which version I would watch though. I don't know if I'd watch The House of Exorcism or Lisa and the Devil. But I remember it was a really trippy flick, so if you're in a psychedelic mood, put either of those in and you'll have a great time. And last out of this Bava box set is Behrend Blood. And I've seen this, but just like the last couple, I don't remember much about it. I just remember it was it has those gothic elements that he's known for. But I don't know too much about the story. I don't remember that part of it. But it's got Joseph Cotton and Elka Summer in it, and should be an interesting treat if I decide to revisit this one and do a review for it. So if you're a fan of this flick and you want me to do a review, I will watch it for you and do it. But that is all of the Mario Bava stuff. So hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you like this collection video segment that I've been doing. We got a long way to go to get through the entire collection, so I'm trying to churn these out as quick as I can. Just keep it moving, keep the momentum going, and get them done. But guys, that's it for me today. I will see you guys at the next movie review or collection update. So, take care.